Can't believe I actually made this sort of work until this point. None of this is gonna end well. It is kind of slowly working again, somehow. Hi, Hans. How you doing? Oh yeah, that was dumb. Mostly because he was a PRT officer, just essentially a normal human who goes on mission that involves capes, and on one mission she was damaged by this rogue cape, horribly causing her to essentially be crippled. She can't move and stuff, but she needs to be on support every night or she dies, and making her not able to exert her body, basically ruining her life. And at the end of the day, they let that cape go because she was too strong. Also, the cape who was assigned with her team to protect them abandoned them, leaving most of her team to die and causing her to be damaged. So I think she has a fair reason to dislike a lot of them. Yeah, that's definitely a fair reason. Damn. Alright, well that's... I mean, it's sort of still kind of fine. I can keep trying to heal everybody with whatever I have. Probably only made her a leader because they had a rule against superpowered individuals being in too high positions in the organization. Oh god, what the hell was he thinking of? Hold on. What mission were they even sent out to do that could possibly cause all that much damage? Thank fucking Christ, okay. I'm somehow still managing to stay alive here. and to deal with this cape called Nilbog, or Goblin in reverse, who is a master who can make these customizable flesh minions that you couldn't take down with guns or fire, so they just could not kill them, and they were overrun fast, and they couldn't find the person controlling them, since he looked like them, since he wore a suit made of the same substance. God, what is wrong with most of the people in that fucking universe? Took over the dam, just left him alone for decades. So Goblin Man just kept making more and more minions? What's wrong with the universe in general, honestly? How does this achievement go again? Have a party member die to damage dealt by the Divine twice during an encounter with the Divine. Again, absolutely do not accept to actually win this fight, but it'd be interesting to see if I can get the final achievement for this. The universe is essentially controlled by microscopic space creatures who gives people power so they don't die from the end of the universe, and they like to cause violence to people so people can be creative with the powers they're given since they aren't creative with it themselves. Yeah, I do remember you telling me that. Still super fucked up. What's the best way to cause creative power uses besides violence and near-death experiences? Sports? My best answer would be sports. Like, make up wild-ass sports with weird Calvin Ball style rules. It's he who can actually manage to win in the most ridiculous and cool ways possible. Plus, sports are good for you. They canonically communicated with violence, so I think they would probably choose violence. I hate these. I hate these stupid fucking weird space forms. How do they communicate through violence, actually? Like, is somebody punching another person in the face equate to one of the creatures saying, "Hi, how was your day?" Wow. It's actually a lot of damage. More like they slice each other up and absorb the parts that fall off, and those parts will have the information. Okay, I can definitely win this fight, but I don't actually want to win this fight. So I'm trying to get the other achievement. So... First of all, it is BANANAS bananas that I actually managed to get this far. But now I don't really think it's gonna matter that much. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna die here. Ah, well, that's fine. Hold on, what was I thinking of? Like sharing cells that have the, genetic information of somebody in them. Kinda like that, I guess. At least I get one thing done in this run. It's definitely going more towards the parasitic relationship rather than a symbiotic relationship. Maybe it's just me that I really don't like gambling with such high and lows. Do they not care about others because they don't really understand, like they can't feel any of that, or because they do understand what they're doing and they just don't give a fuck? Probably the former, like they don't understand that they're dealing emotional damage to their host. That would definitely make more sense than them being intentionally evil. Probably just don't feel empathy for other creatures since we know they do feel some kind of love because of the Golden Space Superman. Yeah, love doesn't equate to an understanding of good and evil. How would you refer to it? Parasitic or symbiotic relationship then? And now they're starting to remind me of the fucking skin mites. I'm kinda waiting for full circle then. More symbiotic, they give the host powers, and they get more understanding of how they can use these powers. Even if there are massive drawbacks. I mean, yeah, I guess it was more symbiotic. All the other awful things that happens, like all the humans becoming angry at the capes, is not necessarily a fault of the weird space parasites. It's more of a situation developed by the humans, so... Hmm. I would say parasitic is more that one case where the power creature taken over the host mind completely and making them into a mindless nuke. So then again, so there... Hold on, sentence. So there again is the high risk, high reward. Like, it can be beneficial, and it can also be horribly, horribly devastating. But the space creature doesn't care if it's super, super horrible, because in the end, it still gets what it wants. While it makes the host's lives much more horrible. Okay, mostly symbiotic since... A lot of the horrible stuff that happens in the story is not necessarily because of the space creature, but because other people were forcing people to develop their powers through trauma and starting fights with each other and stuff. Not because of... Okay, maybe a bit because of the space creatures. Do the space creatures sort of influence what the capes do? Because if they do influence them to be more violent, then there is definitely much more parasitic. It's causing the hosts to fight each other constantly. Right? Is that how that works, or am I misunderstanding something? They influence them to get into fights with other capes, but besides that, they don't influence what they fight or how. So it could be them influencing a hero to fight a villain. But it's influencing to start a fight in the first place. It's causing them to produce even more violence against their fellow humans, and in this case, fellow hosts. It could influence a hero to fight a villain, and it can influence a villain to fight literally anything else. You could just genuinely hate someone and already want to fight them, but the influence is sort of just a nudge. And a nudge is sometimes all someone needs. I don't know, I'm convincing myself more and more that it's much more of a parasitic relationship. And again, couldn't those urges to fight people be somewhat quelled with sports? Like high energy sports, maybe, but not stuff that could cause people to die. Just make the capes play ice hockey. That way they can use their powers in creative ways while also harming other people and quelling the needs of not just of causing violence in a mostly non-lethal way. Probably make the ring massive as well to compensate with whatever the fuck kinds of powers people can have. You think if hero wants to play ice hockey with a villain? It's better than killing. Better than costing the lives of innocents. I say that, but the powers can definitely go beyond the ice rink and harm the spectators, so... Alright, how about wrestling? Generally don't kill each other much, but a villain most likely doesn't care. But if they can enforce a wrestling sort of rule set... Ah, but then there's the problem of enforcing the rule sets in the first place, and people are most likely just gonna... Man... Yeah, no, forcing everybody to follow rules is not... It's not an easy solution. I guess mortal fights to the possible death is the only solution here, huh? Oh my fucking god, it's already fucking midnight, I haven't eaten yet. I hope you actually got something to eat in the meantime. But I definitely need to get something to eat. All those cases seriously need therapy. You haven't eaten just yet? It's been 4 hours. I don't even know what I had to eat. God, I definitely need to end the stream and actually eat something, or else I'm gonna be awake until like 3 in the fucking morning. You should also go away. God, how would a therapy session even work with all of those fucking messed up, superpowered folk? How many psychologists would you even need for all of that? The psychiatry... Hold on, what's the word sentence I'm trying to make? The psychiatry industry would be booming. Barely does at times. Still going with parasitic, causing major damage to the host. Is there a form of therapy that lets people, like, vent out their frustration and anger out in a safe manner? Like yelling and screaming and breaking stuff? All those capes definitely need something like that. I don't know, grab a broken car in the middle of a field and just beat the shit out of it. Oh, and when they have superpowers. Yeah. So therapy involved her trying to gain control of her body, which involved painting. Okay, that's... Yeah, creative output for your feelings. That's definitely very nice. No, but then finding what definitely works for each and every case is definitely gonna take way too much time. Probably too much time before somebody actually just starts committing massive amount of crime. And it's too late for therapy then. Okay, no, I seriously need to stop right now or else I'm gonna be here all fucking night and or morning. We'll have to continue this conversation another time because I'm really, really, really hungry and you should also really, really, really go to eat something. And try to maintain a stable sleeping schedule. Good lord. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening as well. It's always a fucking treat doing these. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Good night.